Hello, welcome back. In this section, we are going to talk about the service and session continuity modes in 5G. We will understand what are the different modes and what are the different use cases for each of these modes. So, during the establishment of a PDU session, a PDU session anchor, also known as PSA, is selected that remains as the IP anchor point for that given subscriber for that given session, right? The PSA selection can be based on aspects such as UE location, locally configured policies. So we know that the UPF selection is done by the SMF. So and the SMF can select a given UPF based on many aspects such as UE location or certain configured policies, right? One use case for selecting based on UE location is that the UPF, we would want the UPF to be as closest to the subscriber as much as possible, whereas because this kind of decreases the latency. Now, once the UE moves away within a network, it may be possible that the original PSA, PDU session anchor, is not optimal because, say, the round trip time has increased, which will cause a higher latency. So you may want to select a new UPF in this case. However, the change in UPF will result in a new IP address being allocated to the subscriber, and this may affect behavior of certain applications on that device. Not all applications are able to handle such kind of changes in the IP address. So as noted here, some applications may be sensitive to IP address changes, and they want the same IP address for the UE as the UE moves within the network, right? So change in IP address is kind of cumbersome because now the application running on the device will have to use this new IP address, and all the flows, IP flows that were previously running, they all have to be terminated and now initiated again using this new IP. So it may be problematic in certain scenarios, whereas in certain scenarios it can work just fine. So 5G understands that there may be different needs depending on what kind of continuity, session continuity is required. Therefore, they have proposed three different modes: SSC mode 1, mode 2, and mode 3. And in the following sections, we will talk about all of them in a lot more detail. So let's talk about SSE mode 1, which is the first mode, service session continuity mode 1. Before we look at these bullet points here, let's look at this network diagram here. So you have your user equipment, your UE, and this user equipment is connected to a new radio cell, and this new radio cell has a N3 interface to your PDU session anchor UPF, user plane function, and this user plane function is connected to your data network, right? Now, say the UE moves within the network and comes to a different, comes in a coverage of a second new radio. Here, that new radio will obviously need to communicate with the user plane function and route that traffic. So in mode 1, what is happening here is that this new cell is also using the old UPF that was being used by the source. So let's call this source, and then let's call this the destination. So the destination NR is using the same UPF as before and is able to route traffic back to the data network, and thereby the IP address does not change for that subscriber as it moves within the network. So this in gist is the SSE mode 1. Now let's look at this text here to understand this more. Here the network preserves the PDU session connectivity service provided to the UE, and the UPF acting as the PSA at the establishment of the PDU session irrespective of the mobility. So the UPF is preserved as the user is moving from one coverage of NR cell to the other cell. That's what this implies. The IP address of the UE is maintained like we saw here, IP1, just denoting IP address by 1. It's the same in both cases. This mode is suitable for applications that require IP address continuity. So if you have an application that cannot handle changes in your IP address, you would want to use SSC mode 1. This may result in increased user plane latency as UE moves within the network. So you may have a scenario where, say, this NR has a separate UPF number 2 as an example, that is more optimal because the UE is now in the coverage of this new radio and this is closer, but because of SSC mode 1 it continues to use the old one. This way, over time the latency might increase on the user plane because we are continuing to go back to the old UPF way, which may not be the optimal UPF. So there is this one downside where you can have an increase in latency. But if your application requires IP address connectivity, then this is your only option. So here we will look at the SSC mode 2, service session continuity mode 2. This is the same diagram as before. So let's look at this, where you have your user equipment here going through your new radio, and this new radio has a N3 interface to your user plane function here, and then let's call this as your source NR, and then this is your destination NR, right? And your UE is moving from the source to the destination. Now I have denoted here that there is a red link. This is a new interface, a new connection, same N3 interface but a different connection, PDU session for this subscriber. So the subscriber, when it moves from your source NR to the destination NR, the network actually forces it to drop your original PDU session and establish a new PDU session. So thereby the IP address also changes. So you have one IP1 here and now you have IP2. So this is where SSC mode 2 is different from mode 1, where your IP address is changing and also you drop the original connection as you move. So now with that background, let's look at this text here. With SSC mode 2, network may release a PDU session when the UE performs mobility procedures like handover, right? So that's what we saw here. In the PDU release message, the network includes an indication triggering the UE to request establishment of a new PDU session for the same data network or the network slice that it was connected to before to regain PDU session continuity. So the red here is the new PDU session that is established by the same UE as it moves into this new NR cell. This is also referred to as the break before make, because you are breaking the connection, which was breaking this connection and then you are making it, right? So that's why it's called break before make. This is suitable for applications that can handle short interruptions in user plane connectivity and IP address changes. So if you have an application that can handle changes in IP address and brief interruptions in connectivity, then SSC mode 2 is your best bet. So SSC mode 3, this is the final mode, the service session continuity mode 3. Here this is a little more interesting than SSC mode 2, where you have your user equipment here as before. This is going through your source NR, and then let's call this as your NR destination, and then the UE is moving from your source to the destination. In this case, once the UE has performed a mobility procedure like handover, it actually has two PDU sessions. It has one PDU session going through the old PSA UPF, PDU session anchor user plane function, and then it has a new PDU session that is going through the new, more optimal UPF. And this is a little more graceful cutover than SSC mode 2, because what you can see here is, like, if say we had an IP address of 1 here, in this, after the mobility, the UE will actually have 2 PDU sessions as an example, where it will have 2 IP addresses, 1 and 2, 1 being same as before. And then eventually what will happen is all the traffic will switch from 1 to 2, and then 1 will be dropped. So 1 is, you can think of the blue as 1 here and the red as 2. So eventually 1 will get dropped and 2 will take over. This is also known as the make before break, because you're actually making the connection, the one in red, before you are dropping the one in blue. So it's a little more graceful compared to SSC mode 2 that we had looked at before. This can be supported in 2 ways. You have the multiple PDU session, and then you have IPv6 multi-homing. The multiple PDU session is what we has described here. So this wraps up our discussion on the different modes. In the next slide, we will look at all of them side by side for comparison. So here we have all the different SSC modes presented one by one together. Just to aid in comparison, you have both modes. You have all the 3 modes here, and then you can clearly see the difference, right? Where in mode 1 you always use the same UPF. In SSC mode 2 you use a different UPF. You have a different IP address. This UPF is more optimal given the location of the UE, but the downside is you're changing the IP address, which may affect your applications. In your SSC mode 3, you again have a different UPF like in SSC mode 2, but here you have 2 PDU sessions in your interim step, and then eventually you would drop your connection going through the original UPF, while all the traffic switches to using the new IP address, which is this connection in red, and then the UE is able to use the new UPF. So this is kind of the make before break, and this is the break before make mode. So hopefully that clarifies the different SSC modes in 5G. See you guys in the next section.